So, Destiny are no longer, or Bungie, sorry, are no longer working with Activision. 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, 9 years ago now, Bungie split away from Microsoft because they were developing Halo. So they split off from Microsoft and then signed a 10-year publishing deal with Activision. The only two properties they've had in that time is Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Only two games, sorry. So now Activision, I didn't even know, I knew Activision had the publishing banner on the Destiny boxes, but I never considered it an Activision property like you would Call of Duty. So
I'm lost.
You are, yeah. We're supposed to be a news. Anyway,
I don't know what Bungie is.
Bungie, Bungie made Halo. They got successful from the Halo franchise.
Right.
Then, if you now, is it 343 studios now do Halo?
Right.
So they took over from Halo 4. So Bungie haven't made a Halo film. I think the last game Bungie made was Halo Reach.
Okay.
Right. So they then decided they wanted to be on multiple platforms. They wanted to be a publisher, but they couldn't take the Halo franchise with them. So in stepped. So Microsoft said, yeah, Bungie going to go be an independent studio, but they signed up with Activision. And for the last 8 years, they've been working on Destiny, the Destiny franchise.
Right, okay.
So, with that said, now Destiny is run and owned by Bungie. Do you think you'll see a Bungie 3? Or do they need the powerhouse of Activision? Yeah, okay. Destiny 3. Or do you think that they need the Activision backing to be big? Jesus Christ, this was hard to explain. This was. It's a simple. No, wait, sorry, but it's a simple headline. Bungie have split from Activision.
Yeah, but I've never heard of Bungie. I don't. Yeah, but
you run
Halo.
A news site about video games.
You were the news person.
What are you then?
I'm just a talk, pretty much.
So you completed. I got quite deep into Bungie Destiny 1. You completed Destiny 2, the vanilla pack at least.
Yeah. I want to do the DLCs, but I don't want to spend money.
Now, at one point, they were the most expensive games ever made.
What?
Yeah. There's documentaries about the first one being made, how much interfering there was on the publisher side. So now, Activision, the biggest video game biggest video game company in the world, purely because of the Call of Duty franchise.
That's the only reason I know.
So, question I want to ask you is, with Activision saying to Bungie, yeah, go on your own, do you think that means the end for Destiny? Or do you think Destiny's a big enough franchise that Bungie could develop their own third one and still make money and stay in business?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure.
I give you two options there.
Sure, yeah, why not? They can carry. They got my permission. They can carry on.
I think it's a bad sign.
How much did? What's the other one called? The Call of Duty people?
Activision.
Yes, the one. Yeah. How much of making of the game do you think they done? No,
they just funded, didn't they? They probably put up the development costs and then get money back on the back end. But for them to let the Destiny franchise go suggests that Activision doesn't see it as a money earner. So it must mean that it costs way more to produce than it does. It's not cost effective for Activision to be in the Destiny business.
Right. Okay.
So it was a bit of a failed experiment. Basically, Destiny's Halo multiplayer MMO, isn't it?
I do get Destiny now more now though, because it's the Halo people as well. I just thought it was a random.
Oh no, you can feel it, can't you? When you play it, it plays like Halo.
I didn't really play Halo, did I? No. I played it once with you because it was the game where you could just run through everything
Halo
to
Reach,
complete the game.
You didn't have to engage in any combat. I just think it's really interesting that Activision is saying no, we don't. It's like having a girlfriend, and she keeps telling you she can do better, and then finally you turn around and say, "Go, because deep down she couldn't do better." And then I think Bungie have obviously it's two reasons. Bungie have either been a nightmare to work with, or Bungie are not making Activision enough money.
What do you think? It's more like you got an idea. It's like if you had an idea, you were like, oh, I got this really cool idea, and it's like, all right, I'll put money in it with you, and then when it's big enough, you can just do it on your own. You can like fly off on your own.
Who invests in that though?
Well, no, but won't Bungie be able to make them on their own?
Yeah, no, that's what they said. Activision said that Bungie can go and do what they want with the Destiny franchise now. But if it was a money maker, Activision would have been locking it down because it's coming to the end of the next year is the end of the 10-year deal. So if it was making money and it showed potential, Activision would sign them up for another couple of years, wouldn't they? But they're not.
I feel like if a third one does come out, though, it'd still be pretty good.
They're not good though.
Not as good, maybe.
No, they're not good though. It's something, it's something missing from them. It's
But you really liked the first one, and I really liked this. I felt like you did like the second one because of something. I can't remember.
I just haven't had time to play it.
Oh.
And the first one, I only liked that because that was one of the games I had with my Xbox One.
Oh.
So
I didn't like the first one much because I felt like it was just. I don't know. It's like when you say all the time, felt like something was missing. That's the only time I played a game. I felt like something was wrong.
I thought I was getting a Borderlands MMO.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it ticked almost, it ticked most of the boxes, but it's just something missing about it. I mean, the loot grinding is fine. I like all that loot grinding, but I don't know. I just missed something. It was just bland. But I've never liked the Halo games. They got the same sort of atmosphere. It's just there's a lot of cool stuff happening, but it don't feel cool and it don't feel exciting.
Oh, the first time I played the first Destiny game, I was like, this is basically a boring Guardians of the Galaxy. I was walking around shooting stuff and dancing. I was like, that's the only thing I want to do in this game. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there's nothing. They're giving you this whole universe, but there's nothing in it.
What you said just now, though, this is completely random, but what happened to Borderlands? I love Borderlands.
There's a new one coming out.
Oh my god, I was going to ask you because I love Borderlands.
Borderlands 3 is coming out. I know they just done the Borderlands 2 in VR, aren't they, on Sony?
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's reviewed well as well. It's not multiplayer.
The next Borderlands, it is actually like...
Borderlands 3.
It's coming out.
Yeah, I think it's this year. I'm sure it's this year.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted Destiny to be. Exciting, but it's not. It's just... it feels like a Sunday. Every time I play it, it feels like a Sunday.
Yeah, I get what you mean by that. I did enjoy it though, but it's a Sunday game.
Yeah, Borderlands kept me progressing, and I was like, I phased out the Borderlands eventually, but it weren't because the game was boring or nothing. So it's probably something else come out.
You just move on from games quite quick, don't you, sometimes.
But yeah, I think this news today is gonna be. It's big news, so we're not going to see how big it is for another year or so. But I think it'll probably end Bungie. And Bungie, they video game superstars, or they were.
I'm not saying that they end, but I've never heard of them.
Jesus Christ!
I don't like Halo, so I've probably never seen the logo.
People talked about Bungie a lot 5-6 years ago.
That was probably when I was playing like.
Yeah, you were like playing Penguins of Madagascar and. You had a Madagascar game.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, on the Wii when I was.
So yeah, that's the news. Activision and Bungie are parting company, and Bungie going to go it alone. Anything else to add?
I got nothing else to say.